Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have 2013 Dodge Journey, and we will be replacing struts. So I have vehicle jacked up on a jack stand. The wheels are already removed since I was doing other job on this vehicle earlier this morning. So to get the upper mounts for the struts, we need to remove wipers, those plastic pieces. So first thing that you want to do, want to just grab some masking tape and mark where your wiper is supposed to land, since we will be removing them, and want to get them as close as possible. So this is my one. We'll do the same for the other one. Next, we need to remove few clips. So one here, one over there, and same on the other side. Two more on the other side, and this plastic piece will come off. Okay, so those 4 clips are removed now, so you can see that this panel is loose from the top. So now when we open the hood, we have 1, 2, 3 more. We'll get those off. So now this can come off. Next, I'll remove 1, 2, 3, 4 clips at the bottom of this panel. Then we have 1 here and 1 over there. This one doesn't want to come out, so it had like a screwdriver tip, but it just stripped. So at this point, we'll go ahead, we'll pull those cover off, and we'll remove our wipers. For the wipers, those are 15mm nuts, so we'll get this one first. We'll get the right one next. Okay, next we'll just try to pull them out. This one doesn't show the signs that it want to come out, as well as this one. Okay, to get those arms off, we have this tool. This is actually a windshield wiper arm puller, but it's too small. Those arms are wider, so this would fit on top. Surprise. Since those wiper arms won't come easily, we obviously can use a puller, get them out, though let's see if we can avoid that extra work. So our strut is over here, so all we need to remove are those 3 bolts to get this crossbar out of the way, and we have access to that. So let's not worry about this piece and the arms, get to the strut. Let's remove 3 bolts on this side and 3 on the other one. My apologies, I said there are 3 bolts, but there is another one, number 4. Just kind of closer to the inside. So I need to remove 4 bolts on this cross member before we get it out. Okay. Okay, so now we should be able to pull it out. At least I hope so. Seems like there are more clips. There are 4 more clips. 1 I already got off. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It just attaches this firewall. We'll get that removed. Okay, so those clips are removed. Now we can remove this cross member out of the way. Finally, we got to our 3 nuts that hold the stud in place. Let's hope the wheel side will be easier. So we'll remove this 13mm. bolt that hold the brake line and ABS cable. So we have some room, as well as the bracket is attached to the strut itself. Next we need to remove the sway-bar link, so that's 18 mil. I will be replacing sway-bar link, so I'll need to remove both ends. So this one has the Torx inside, so we will hold it with one wrench and turn the nut with the other one. Yeah, let's try this. So we're using T30 Torx inside. It's all seized. So I don't want to break my Torx socket. So I think at this point I will just go ahead and we'll cut off the nut on the sway-bar link, top and bottom. Alright, sway-bar link is removed, or cut off, I should say. Now we can remove two bolts that hold in the knuckle to the strut. And at this point, there is a bottle jack supporting the wheel knuckle, the hub. So those 21 or 13/16 size. And we'll do the same with the bottom one. If you're removing them manually, just with the ratchet, definitely just undo the nut first. With this impact, basically what I'm doing, I'm also spinning the bolt, so it kind of breaks loose. It's seized quite well, so you might need to put the nut back on so we don't damage the thread. And we'll try to hammer it out. Sitting tight. Okay, I've attached the wire over here. So if the knuckle get loose, it doesn't fall away. So just try to remove this bolt now. To my surprise, those bolts, they have like splines, so basically the head side of the bolt not supposed to spin. I'm not sure what's the purpose of this, but it is what it is. And the same thing here, it has splines. So theoretically you should not spin the head. You take the nut off and then you hammer it out. That's kind of opposite what I've done. So sorry for that. So now our strut is loose, so we should be able to remove the top 3 nuts. So here are the top 3 nuts. We'll get them off and we'll watch for the shock, because when we remove the last nut, it will drop. I'm just using 15 mil socket and ratchet to get those 3 nuts off. 1, there's 2, there's 3, and you never want to remove this nut in the middle since that is holding the spring. So all three nuts on top are removed. So now we should be able to get this strut out in one piece. Right, so here's the new strut. Those are high quality struts, not cheap ones, but it is critical to get a good quality strut when the vehicle works in a cold climate, since cheap studs don't usually handle cold well. So we got it in place. So now I have new nut. I will get it started on top. Okay, and now I should be able to get this aligned and put in place just like that. And really nice thing is that we have that bottle jack underneath, so everything is staying in place. Don't need to lift it. So now I'll just go and clean those bolts. So the bolts being wire brushed and the bench grinders, I'll just apply some anti-seize since they're getting old and rusted. So don't want them to seize for the next change. Now we should be able to put them in. I can see that my bottle jack is a little bit too high for the strut, so I will try to lower it down just a tiny bit. We'll try to get that bolt in. So here's the top one, and now the bottom one. So we'll grab those nuts. And we'll get them snug. And that's 21 mil. Need to hold the bottom one. Okay. Now we will torque them to 103 foot-pounds. So for the Swaber links we're using Moog, and they are greasable. So while we have it easily accessible, just connect the grease gun and do 1-2 pumps, basically until you see this rubber boot starting to expand just a little bit. You don't want to put too much because you will basically damage the boot. Do the same here, 1, 2. So now this is full with grease, so we should be able to put the sway bar link in place. We'll put the same way as it was before. So this one pointing towards us. And these links, actually they hold pretty well. And also on the other side there is a place for a wrench, so when you need to remove them, it's easy. You kind of don't need to worry about cutting and holding with the small Allen wrench. Okay, let's get this tight. So I got the Swaber link tight and torqued to 44 foot-pounds. So now we can install this bracket. I'll just use some anti-seize on the bolt too, since all the bolts are getting rusty, and now we can hide them. Great, so now we can remove this wire that was holding the knuckle against falling. Now we can go ahead and tighten the upper bolts, or upper nuts I should say. All the nuts are snug, so now we will torque them to 45 foot-pounds. Okay, so struts on both sides are replaced. The other side went the same way as the right side, so no surprises. Everything the same. So now we'll install this crossbar and tighten it with those 8 bolts. Next we will torque everything to 35 foot-pounds. And the last one at the back. We'll do the same on the other side. So now all that is torqued. Next we'll go ahead and attach that firewall with those plastic clips. We are using the same clips. Just need to align it with the hole and push it up. Align and push it up. So now we can drop our bungee cords on both sides. So that was a shortcut. So we didn't have to remove the wiper blades. So now we will just push this in place. Now this clip came out when we don't need it. This is the weirdest clip I ever seen. I think it's supposed just to slide in and hook it up. It's as weird as it can be. Alright, so now we put back the wiper blade nuts. We'll get them tight. That's 15 mil, as you remember. Those were quite tight, so we not expect them to go anywhere. So I'll just use those caps. Kept that. Perfect. And now we have thousands of different clips. Install ones at the bottom. They have kind of bigger head. So next we'll put this trim back. We'll also clip it with 3 clips. One on each side and one in the middle. And then we have 4 clips that go kind of from the inside, from the windshield side. Okay, so those clips from the inside are installed. And at this point, the last thing is to install the wheels, torque them to 100 foot-pounds, and go for a ride, check everything. Most likely that with the new struts, this vehicle will need wheel alignment, but that will be the task for the other shop. Thanks for watching, guys. For the lessons that we learned, I think we don't need to remove windshield wiper arms. We can just leave the plastic trim. That will save a little bit of time. Be aware that sway bar links might not come out, so you will need to cut them off. Other than that, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please check links for the parts and tools, and just do it yourself.